lastly, there's the invisible primary for the Democrats who want to be the nominee in 28 now revolves around who can express the greatest opposition to the reconciliation bill that passed with Republican votes. Governor Beshear did an interview with New York Magazine over the weekend, published saying he might run for president, and he focused on his opposition and talking about rural hospitals and hunger, etc. Here is Dan's former boss, Colorado Governor Jared Polis, in a video expressing in his own unique style his opposition to the reconciliation bill. So cringe was a word many people used. I see it in the chat as I glance at the chat. I still don't read it. On Twitter over the weekend, Dan defended his boss, saying this is authentic. I chimed in and said, you can be both authentic and well produced. And that was crappily produced. So Dan, here's my question for you about Jared Polis. Like, that's embarrassingly produced. Does he not have professionals around him who can produce professional videos, or did he do that with a teenage neighbor and an iPhone?
I'm sure it was just one of his staffers. Look, we're talking about it. So mission accomplished. It broke through. No, it broke through. On the left, people thought, like, great. And on the right, you're all mocking him. Okay, great.
Well, I'm not mocking him from the right. I'm mocking him as someone who's been a television producer.
Yeah, no, but I think, look, that is Jared. I mean, that to me, and obviously I know him, I worked for him, I was his chief of staff. It's quirky, his dress, wearing his polo with the suit, which is, I chatted with him for a whole year about that one. I think that he will also, because Colorado has a lot of rural hospitals, I think it's an opportunity for him to step forward. I think the piece in Politico was, well timed on this front too. I don't know if Jared will be the nominee. He's got, strengths and he's got weaknesses, but that is Jared. Like, he would see that as a great video.
That's a problem.
I agree.
When you saw the stuff that Mondami did in New York,
yep.
Again, there's a difference. I respect the game, right? So I can look at someone on the far left and say, hey, I think they're nuts or their policies are crazy, but good tactics, right? Yep. And I'm willing to do that. That to me is literally the definition of what the kids call cringe. It was like the idea that someone looks at that and says, yeah, put that out, is a problem. They think, hey, that represents the best of me.
See, I disagree with that. I mean, but you got to be yourself. We talk about these candidates that are stilted.
But Dan, give me 20 minutes with the raw tape, and I can make a better video than that with him still being himself.
I get it, but I think these things, like spur of the moment, kind of like poor filming, that there is something about it. Again, we're talking about it. It got circulated on the internet. Goal number one.
That's right. There's a difference though when you're talking about how bad something is.
But
that's
only on the right. See, that's the difference.
Sean is telling you he's not speaking from the right. Sean is speaking from the pro level of.
I'm not even talking about the message.
Whoa. The Beltway class. Okay, great. I know no one cares what they think.
Dan, if you want me to convene a focus group in Green Bay and show that to people and ask them what they think of it, I will.
You know what, Mark? I would ask you, if you convened a focus group and put 15 candidates and what they said on the big, beautiful bill, how many would have seen that versus anything the other said?
But in that video, I didn't see anything that he said because I was distracted. Here's the point, though. If he just sat there at his desk and said, hey, I'm Jared Polis, I'm the governor of Colorado. I got to be honest with you. I wake up every day doing this, and this.
That's so lame. That's
fine, but you know what? I didn't see a word that it's like one of those ads.
Doesn't matter.
When you see an ad, and at the end of the ad, you have to wonder, what's the product? What are they pushing? What am I being asked to buy? What's the call to action? And in that video,
Trump
I was so distracted by how cringy it was.
When Trump's in a McDonald's in a suit, okay, the message was, right, fast food, right? I get it.
Dan, Donald Trump is the best television producer ever to be president of the United States. I don't think you want to start challenging his bona fides on how to make good videos.
He broke through. Well,
you have to establish your bona fides on making good videos. And that video was badly produced.
I think the average American doesn't look at it from a TV producer standpoint. Again, we're talking about it. If what we're arguing is over quality of production 4 years out, fine. If I'm Jared, I take it.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.